Be sure to stay tuned for Rewind.
Welcome to RC Underground Radio's Christmas episode.
Do you guys realize how much it costs to be friends with this dude?
Today, the boys talk to Jeff and Derek Carpeletti. This one gets off the rails quick.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Say words.
Here are your hosts, Dave Brinkman and TJ Greer.
Well, welcome again, everybody, to another week of RC Underground Radio. I said it last week, TJ. These weeks are just flying by as we get closer to Christmas. This is our Christmas special. And boy, do we have some gifts for them tonight, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. We got the Carpeletti boys on board.
Yeah.
Derek,
we kept the best
Jeff.
For the end of the year.
It's like opening the best Christmas.
Yeah, let's bring them aboard. That's right.
The best for last. That's right.
All right.
Although we're good at last, so.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that.
So welcome, boys. Welcome, Derek. Welcome, Jeff. Thanks for coming on the show tonight. A lot of people know Carpys, but I don't know how many people know the people behind it. So, that's what we'll kind of hit on tonight. I know TJ, he's a Squid Squad member. So he's been super ready to get this show rolling tonight. So for those who know Carpys, but maybe don't know the story, we can pick up from where the last time we talked to you, things were rolling good. Really a lot of focus on the 1RC side, but man, the business the doors have opened wide open right there.
Yeah. Yeah. This year has been our most busy year for RC wraps for sure. The year was honestly like a really up and down year across like our regular printing. But one thing that's always has stayed consistently busy was the RC end of the business. The last couple months have been just bonkers with the low-C NASCAR wraps.
Mm.
We were getting 30, 35 low-C wraps a day for about 2 or 3 weeks when those first came out. And that was just those, not including all the other RC wraps.
Yeah, I know. Every day I look at the website. It's not like, oh, here's 2 or 3. It's like, yeah, here's 25 on the roll.
Yeah.
Crazy. What do you think? What do you guys think, Jeff and Derek? What do you think really ignited this craze?
Realism. I mean, 1RC did a good job with realism, and that took off relatively well. But I think with the licensing, that helped for one. 2, low-C has a wider reach. And a lot of what I've noticed with the wraps are a lot of the people who buy them have never owned an RC car, and they don't even care that it's an RC car. They pretty much buy it as a die cast they can customize. Like there's probably a good 20-30% of them that probably have never even driven it. They just want to put it on display.
It's all about that recognition. That's it too. You nailed it.
Yeah, and I could see it. Like if you have your own race team or you wish you had a race team, you can now see, other than sim racing, you can now see in full view what your race team would look like. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I got a car, and it's I'll be reaching out here soon for an RC Underground Creative Studios car, and yeah, I want to see what it look like as a cup car.
Yeah, and it was kind of cool because some of them I've went to like people who work at race teams. We've done a lot of stuff for like employees of Horizon have ordered wraps because they race them, I'm assuming out during lunch breaks or something. And then we actually just did one I didn't even realize it until he posted it on X. There was an Xfinity Series driver who ordered one to give to one of his sponsors and did like a replica of the real car.
See, that's a cool angle. I hadn't even thought about that. What a great way to recognize your sponsors in not a super expensive way.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty neat. I got tagged on X with it, and I was like, who's this guy? I'm assuming someone who doesn't run the full season must be. But yeah, I clicked on it. I'm like, oh, damn. How about that?
So how about you, Jeff? Are you running the cars?
Yeah, I run all the cars. I run every class, everything there is. So except for off-road, I don't get too much into off-road anymore. Yeah, mostly I do pan car oval, some on-road racing, a lot of low-C racing lately because you can't go to the track without it because it's so easy to take it, just plug it and go, and it's ready to run.
Yeah, for sure. Now, TJ, have you seen any of this stuff? I know it's on-road stuff. What do you think of them?
The low-C part or the on-road part, or the pan car?
The low-C part.
So the low-C part, we've been running them at Brick House. It's amazing. I mean, they have, I don't know, 8 to 12 guys show up. Like the first time I've ever seen them out there, and man, these things they take a beating, but it's funny to watch them bounce off each other because like the smallest little nick shoots them into the wall, you know, and so they're hard to marshal because they're so small. I actually tried to move one, and he slid underneath the chair, and I was like, well, you're on your own, buddy. You found your way. But it's cool, man. We're seeing the insurge of them, and it's funny to see some of them have, you know, the stock cars that they come with, and then you see some of the guys that already have custom wraps on them, you know. So I don't know if it's just going to be a phase, you know, like emo was back in the day. It's not a phase, you know. If it's here to stay, let's see, you know. But you know, we kind of did the same thing with Midget. You know, Midget kind of took the craze, and I think the tidal wave crashed, and it's just kind of there. So I hope it stays because it's been fun to see, you know, new faces come to the track and people get into another class because obviously we've always had the dilemma of too many classes and such. But I mean, if you're selling 10 cars a week at a track, I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Right.
Yeah.
They're running them on the dirt track.
Yeah, so Brickhouse is like medium to like high grip. It's not like super high bite. It gets a little dusty, but they run them pretty much stock, and they beat the crap out of tires, get them soft enough, and they're pretty gripped up. I mean, they're turning competitive lap times, and they're all pretty close in time. So it really just comes down to who's got the better wheel, you know.
Yeah, speaking of close on times, did you guys see the video from the old pan car race last week at Norcar?
I did.
The top 7 qualified top 6 within 0.7 of a second.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're doing what NASCAR can't do.
Exactly.
They got like a competitive car with no aero push and no problem. You know, they're putting on better racing.
Well, actually, these steer a lot better than the NASCAR Cup cars do.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, TJ, did you say you were marshaling from a chair because the car went under your chair? Is that what I took from that?
Yeah, so we have just like the track's not that big. So we have 2 chairs, and the one car was in the bottom of the corner, and the other one just dove down and really just got in the side of it and just shot it underneath me. And as I went to go grab it to put it back on the track, it just kept going. I was like, well, you're on your own, man. Get back on the track. So, yeah, we just have 2 marshals that sit in chairs in the middle of the track.
I thought maybe you were just relaxing on the job.
I tend to try and do that as much as I can. I'm not very good at it. I tend to wrench more than I probably should. You know, I throw the kitchen sink at everything, and it works sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So as we're talking, you know, it's Christmas, it's the holidays. Everybody saw the postings of, you know, some of the before and during of the annual Carpys Christmas party. So take us behind the curtain. How'd that little event go?
It went well. It's gotten tame over the last few years. The first 2 or 3 years got ugly. There was an
Police
employee
involved? Any police involved?
No police, almost an ambulance the one year, but we had everything from employees peeing their pants to me projectile vomiting on the ceiling, getting army dragged into the bathtub. And Audra kind of put the kibosh to a lot of the drinking games. So now it's a little more casual this time around.
Wait a second, you're gonna call her out on air and say she's a fun sucker?
I was wondering who it was.
Yeah, with the first couple of years we did beer pong tournament. No, they weren't even beer pong. They were just straight beer chugging tournaments. Yeah.
Yep, chugging, yeah.
So we had a double elimination bracket and everybody had to play. So there's like 20 people there, double elimination, full beer chugs out of a solo cup.
Ugh.
So you can see how they got out of hand.
Yeah.
It got out of hand real fast.
Solo cup beer chugs. That takes me back to my touring days. Never mind.
Yeah, so this year's was relatively tame. Audra put together games to keep everyone active, including this like pelvet thrust cup ball game. You've probably seen it on like TikTok, where you pretty much you tie a solo cup to your waist and it has a ball tied to the bottom, and you got to like hip thrust it up and into the cup.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it got real sexual.
Yeah, better.
Yeah, well, not as bad as the one with the marshmallows and the cups on your hands.
Yeah, that got out of hand too. See, she had solo cups and these little marshmallows on the table, and the idea was you put your hand in the solo cup, and your hands are kind of like deer hoofs because you don't have fingers. You're supposed to pick them up and put them in the, yeah. You put a bunch of competitive dudes on that, it just instantly went to smash, 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 and the table's just covered in marshmallows.
Yeah.
So it's kind of Carpy's gone wild. Is that?
Yeah.
You can try to tame us, but we still get out of control.
That's good.
Yep,
That's good. That's what we expect. That's what we respect.
Yeah, only if we could show you the videos that didn't make it out there.
We like to party.
Yeah.
I will see those videos.
Pornhub.com/Carpy.
It's not going to be OnlyFans. It's going to be OnlyFins.
Only fins. That's right. So we got to give a shout out to Audrey. I know she just celebrated her 5th anniversary at the company and also her birthday. So shout out to Audrey. Happy birthday.
29 years old again.
Man.
Again. Yeah. She don't look a day over 31.
Right. That's like me. I say I'm 30 with 31 years experience.
Yes. My girlfriend is forever 29. She's not 29, but every year for her birthday, it's definitely 29 years old. So
nice.
Well, Audrey doesn't just have a birthday. She has a birthday month.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
deserves
the whole
it.
month.
She deserves it.
Hey, man, she's the boss lady. She earned that.
True. Speaking of Audra being there for 5 years, January will mark 4 years for Evan, and he's our newest employee. So everyone's been there for a minimum of 4 years now.
Yeah. So that says
pretty cool.
I mean, that says something right there. That you're a fun.
How long have I been here?
We try to forget about it.
Statute of limitations has run out, so you're good.
I don't even get a paycheck anymore.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I like to joke with Evan because he's been putting in a lot of hours the last month or so with those Losi wraps. I'm like, I'm technically the lowest paid guy here. I may make the most, but I work 70 hours in a week. I get paid 40 hours regardless. Right. So if you factor it down, I'm making like $6 a year.
Right. Yeah.
I did tell Evan when I approved the wraps, I was like, for the new ones for Chili Bowl, I was like, hey, man, you be sure to tell Derek that you need an extra PTO day. Put it on my account.
I'm giving them all. Oh, if you're paying for it.
Yeah, right?
We can make it happen.
Jeff, did you need one too? Just bill me.
I need more than one. I have to repair all the cars after Derek races, so I need a few weeks off the coop.
You don't want to talk about that. I didn't touch a wall all weekend. You, on the other hand.
Let's talk about that race. Let's talk about that racing now that we're on that subject, because I know you were a cool trickle and you do all the work. So how does that work between you two? Like, you wrench and you race once a year, and how's that work?
Yeah, I just show up and drive, but I'm not as good as I once was. So I am not only I don't do any of the work. I also am the slowest driver on the team. So I like to refer to myself as like Paul Menard, kind of.
So you're not exactly
I bring the branding and the resource of networking, and then run last,
So it's not going to be a Carpy on your wrap anymore. It's going to be a turtle. So a Tortuga, a slow guy.
Yeah, no.
I'm always like a couple hundredths off of whatever he runs. So we run. I was joking with someone at the race. He was saying like this. I'm running this. Oh, Scott Fuller. He was saying the best class he was running that weekend was 12 scale, and it wasn't his car. And if that says anything, and I was like, well, I run identical cars to my dad, and I'm usually about half a lap to 3/4 of a lap off. So if that says anything about me.
Or does he make you do that?
I mean,
yeah, you do you make?
No. They're identical.
Yeah, it's quite the assembly process here in the shops. Everything's identical, so I know if I have to, I can just take Derek's car, go out and run just as good.
So then you not only have one of each car, does that mean you got double of every car?
Like quadruple of each car.
Yeah. So I think the first 2 cars I destroyed in the first 7 laps of practice. I just kept pulling out new cars, and then come the 3rd car, I actually had to start rebuilding things. So, but yeah, no, there's multiples of everything ready to roll. So of every class.
Talk about some of the classes you guys ran.
We ran 17.5 foam tire stock, and I ran open mod, and Derek ran just the Losi car was his second class, and I also ran the Losi cars as well.
Nice.
17.5 is very competitive. I managed to put it solidly in the show with a 4th place qualifying, but my limited experience in spec racing cost me on the start. I had a great jump, but then I lifted, and I shouldn't have lifted because momentum's everything, and that was the end of it. I got punted and right straight into the wall.
Yeah, with those cars, we run a spool, so it only works under load. So if you let up, it
Yeah.
just upsets the whole car, and there's
Yeah.
no
Yep.
coming back from it.
Yep.
Sure.
Took a hard left after I got back on the gas. So.
I sent TJ the video. He's like, "Well, that video didn't last very long."
Yeah. Well, I was confused because I was like, we FaceTimed for, I don't know, hour or two afterwards when he was, doing his thing, recovering. So
was that
speak.
Saturday?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I was. He asked me how late I was going to be up. I said, for a while, bro. I got a wrench. So he FaceTimed me and was telling me about it, and he sent me that video, and I was like, well, that didn't last long. And I was like, why do you start like that? It's really weird because I've never started in a standing position, and then all of a sudden it's like mass chaos, and I'm like, where's the restart? Yeah. There's nothing. He's like, no, man. Like I lifted, and that was that. So
yep, that's it. Yeah, it's been a standing start for as long as I can remember, and I've been doing this almost 30 years. So just in the last 2 years, we've been picking up the rolling starts here and there, but this might be the last group of racers that are still stuck on the standing start. So
is it cleaner for a rolling start? Like if you guys were to transfer to that or switch over, do you think it would be a cleaner start if you guys were doing a rolling start?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah. Well, a lot of like the national races, they've switched to that, and it's been considerably cleaner.
Yeah, I think I would probably lose in the first very second probably because I don't know what I would do. What do I do? Where do I go? You know?
Yeah, the fun thing with the standing start is there's like a little bit of gamemanship involved. So like for instance, in 2020, he won the Tour Nationals from the B main. He started like sixth in the B main, got a whole shot. He was like second by turn one, and then managed to get the lead and win, bump in. No, he just won the B main. He started in the back of the A main and did the whole shot and got up to like third, and then the leaders got into each other and he pretty much just stole it. But you get a little bit of action is where the rolling start. Yeah, where the rolling start, especially with those a lot of the pen car classes are spec classes. So if you're starting half a track behind, even if you are faster, you're only a couple thousandths of a second faster. You're never going to make up that time if the race runs clean.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does make for a cleaner start with the rolling start.
Means less work in the shop when I get home to replace everything.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think I would be in my feelings so much losing in the first, millionth of the race.
We sat around and waited for his main for an extra hour and a half just for it to be over in 5 seconds. I already had the truck loaded up. I just picked up his car and we just went to the truck and left.
Yeah, it was a bummer too because I feel like I could have ran a solid top two, and I had a hell of a jump on the guy in front of me, but he slipped up in front of me, so I had a lift, and that's when chaos ensued.
Yeah,
everybody went every which way. So
I see you guys are racing a lot in Ohio. What is that, a hike for you guys?
It's a hike.
3.5.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours. It's a hike, but it's honestly the closest track for us. All of our tracks are 2.5 to 3 hours away. And Norcard's honestly the best track to go to for carpet oval racing. Not only, I mean, all the tracks are fundamentally the same. They're like 150, 180 foot run line, flat, black carpet track. But the guys at the gate put on the best show, the most fun, no matter how shitty you do. Like Wayne, Andy, Travis, all those guys. The vibe is just always a ton of fun, regardless. So we're actually, speaking of which, we're going to that. The next one we're going to is the Ohio. What is it? Ohio Racer Series.
Ohio State.
Ohio State Championship. Yes. Yeah, not
there
Ohio State Series.
That one, they have one at the same track we just left next month. So we're going to go to that. And we're also going to the one I believe you're setting up at Black Swamp.
Yes, sir. And I will have NASCAR Losi in hand. So we get to go at it a little bit, boys.
Speaking of that, I forgot to tell you, TJ needs a car for Black Swamp. He said he said he doesn't run stock. He just wants to run open mods. I told him it wasn't a good idea.
I mean,
I think open mod we ran like 2.8 seconds a lap. So
I'm not worthy.
Did you
I'm
say
not
you're
worthy.
worried?
I'm not worthy.
You can do it, T.
I mean, maybe it's being like it's different being gripped up than it is being on like a loose dirt track where like I love to run a lot of motor on a big track with no traction, or the same thing. I won't change the car at all and I'll throw it on a high bite track and pull the left front up the entire time, which is cool. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
What's your idea of a hot motor for dirt oval?
I run like 5.0s, which is like pretty big for us.
Yeah. We typically run 3.0. We'd probably stick a 2-turn if it was available. So
I can make that available if we need to do that.
don't put it in my hands though, because I'll use it. There won't be anything left, but I'll use it.
In the words of Dahmer, we're gonna party hardy.
I just want to take pictures.
Boy. Yeah. Great.
Is he the one that said, I have to let you go? I'm having someone over for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he is. Now, we don't know if he actually said that, but it sounds like something he would and should say.
And he would say
all the time.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that Ohio State series and the championship, because Carpys is involved in both of those, right?
Yep, we're one of the. I don't think we're like a title sponsor, but we're one of the prominent sponsors. I know we sponsor one of the classes. We do the awards. We have so this weekend will actually be the second race, and we haven't been to either one of them yet. So I don't think we're in contention for the championship, but
maybe a throwout or two.
Yeah.
But I know we're making two of. I think there's 5 races. I think we know we're doing at least 2 of them. The first 2 just didn't really fall into our schedule. The first week, I think, was our Christmas party, and then the second one was
I was traveling for work.
it's next week. So we just got back from Ohio. So, but we're definitely going to be at race 3 and race 5 for sure. So
Nice.
yeah. Dale Crappie puts on. It's the first year series, so the first turnout wasn't like immaculately huge. But it's also a new series. Some of these tracks don't run a lot of oval, so he's building it up. I think this one will be a little bigger, and I know the Norcar one, race 3, will definitely grow. They just had for the Hooters Tour race, they had what was like 135 entries or something.
Nice.
So that track has a good group of local guys anyway, so that'll add 35 cars just for the guys that are local. So
sure.
I think he's definitely ambitious, and I think if he keeps up with it, and as it grows and people know about it, and some of these tracks build an oval following, he'll definitely gain attendance week after week for it.
Yeah, for sure. He's vigilant on social media. That's for
sure.
He's on there all the time. Yeah, right. Yeah, there are stalking laws in the United States, but we'll talk to him about that. But yeah, no, we got involved in that too. We're actually sponsoring the NASCAR, the Little Cup stuff. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, and then he turned us on to the Rising Star program, which we talked to them about just a couple weeks ago. And actually, TJ is really motivated a local chapter for that's going to happen, I believe, at Chili Bowl.
It's in the works. Got the big stuff out of the way. I got the main stuff out of the way. Now it's just really like the next thing I think I really need to probably solidify is really just receiver, transmitter. It's probably the next biggest thing that we'll probably have to figure out. Exalt stepped up, Carpy stepped up, Donathan stepped up. Everybody's just GFRP stepped up. Everybody's
nice
a part of it. Wits, it's a ton. 5-star RC, sticky kicks. They all didn't hesitate. They didn't bat an eye. Once they heard what it was for, they hopped right on. And so Ryan actually sent an email to Scotty. Scotty confirmed, just said I needed to email him. So I got an email out there. I know he's busy, so we'll see what he says. But sounds like it's going to happen for sure. So not only am I wrenching for myself, but wrenching another build for this lucky participant who doesn't know they're about to win something awesome.
I saw you guys had Brian win on last week. I'm still mad that he took me on that 12-scale race.
Yeah, he looks like he's a wheel man.
Yeah. He's big time.
He's professional.
It was fun to talk to those guys. They just have the right perspective on what this hobby's all about, and it was just so fun to talk to other people like yourselves that just know what this is really about, right? It's racing toy cars and fellowship.
Toy cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. Toy cars, here to have fun. Doesn't always work out, but it is what it is.
Right.
I actually have that
tattooed
tattooed on my tattooed on my butt.
What's that?
Toy cars.
Toy cars?
Just on my right butt cheek.
And the other
Arial
says,
font.
and the other one says nerd. Toy car nerd.
Nerd.
I can't sit still long enough for a tattoo anymore.
Right.
I don't have
I
a,
see one right there though. That's a good looking one right there.
yeah, I have a few. I have like, I don't know, 15 or 18 of them, but yeah, I can't sit still long enough anymore.
Right.
Too much going on in life to sit that long. I don't have 12 hours to kill.
I can't do tattoos. Those are permanent.
Yeah. Yeah, they tend to be.
Folks, are you looking to gain a 10th on the racetrack or maybe get a few ladies like Taylor Swift in your pit stall? I'm sorry to say that Carpys can't work miracles in those departments. But here's the good news. The folks at Carpys can definitely help you become the ultimate toy car nerd just like me. How, you ask? Well, with their custom wraps and killer collection of official RC branded merch. So while they can't promise to shave a 10th off your lap time, they can save you 10% on your next order with promo code RCU10 upon checkout at carpys.com, CARPYS.com. Wrapping winners since 2013.
Papa Willie's Traction Tonic has been curing poor traction since 2016. The name says it all. If you're not popping wheelies, it's not Papa Willie's. Papa Willie's has become known across the United States on dirt oval to off-road, asphalt to concrete, carpet to hardwood, and so many other surfaces. Papa Willie's continues adding to their lineup with tonics for cold and hot weather, loose dirt to high traction, dry dirt, wet dirt, clay and abrasive surfaces, along with anti-drag bearing oil, tire cleaner, tire glue, pit accessories, and swag. You can find the complete Papa Willie's catalog at www.papawillies.net. Prepare for victory with Papa Willie's Traction Tonic.
Be sure to use promo code RCUR for 10% off your next purchase at Papa Willie's.
I have when Mo first started with me. So Mo's like a deadhead. Mo, for anyone who doesn't know, is the guy who does all our vinyl production. So he's the one that prints your wraps, does any of the vinyl related work. When he first started, so he's a deadhead, and he came into my shop. I had no idea he was. Him and his stepdad owned an awning business next door, and they were closing down. He came over to ask if I wanted to buy any of their equipment, and I didn't have any money at the time, and I was just overwhelmed. I've been there for 20 hours trying to do all this work by myself. And he's like, "Do you need help, man?" I'm like, "I do, but I can't afford help, so I'm just doing it myself. If you don't have anything you need, you're free to leave." He's like,
So the precursor to that is I used to go clean screens for Derek on like Sunday when I had free time and Derek was out doing something else. And I could hear Mo in the other half of the building sewing or something, these awnings together. And we would communicate through the wall, but I never met the guy.
Sounds very prison-like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so speaking of tattoos, so mind you, he has like the big beard, and like patchwork pants, and I'm like, he's like, I'll come, I'll help just for like, whatever. I don't really care. I had nothing else going on now. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll pay you what I can. And now obviously it worked out, but he's like, it'd be a cool idea for a t-shirt, a fish in a boat fishing for t-shirts. And I'm like, that's a stupid t-shirt, but it would make an awesome tattoo. And then I got a tattoo.
That was your first tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it's just like, I'll always remember Mo now.
I know you're super busy and stuff, but people are going to want to know what's going on with your podcast. You actually launched 2 different podcasts, and I haven't seen it for a bit.
Yeah, so the Carpys one is coming back in 2025, but with a little different format.
Okay.
So, long story short, during our like slower screen print embroidery summertime, which it's super busy now, so I'm assuming it was something to do with maybe the election, I don't know, politics, I'm not really sure. But for some reason, the summer was slow, and summer's never slow. And usually this time of year, it slows down, and we're buku busy. So I'm not sure if it was just a weird fluke thing. But so we were busy with the RC stuff still. And I'm like, man, we're doing all this money in RC car wraps. Maybe like I just need to focus on, I mean, that's a very niche, small thing in the racing world.
Right.
So I'm like, maybe we're just going to focus on like racing. So like the shirts, the wraps for like big cars, RC cars, go-karts, boats. I don't really care what it is. We're just going to double down on that. It's the work we like to do. Well, I like to do anyways. So the new format of the podcast is going to be all racing related, whether it's RC, it's going to be like our local stock car guys, some of the outer state stuff, people we print for. We have a company down the road from us, Close Racing Supply. They do retail for race cars all across the country. So I'm going to have him on. I'll say it quietly. We're closing the shop Christmas Day through that following Monday. I'm just giving everyone a little break, but I'm going to get Audra to do it. So I think that'll be episode 1 of the new season. But it's gonna be a little less interview based. It's gonna be a little more free flow conversation. Now that
Are you going to take call-ins?
I can, but I think that's an extra premium level on the app, and I can't afford all that. But so yeah, that's gonna come back. It's gonna be a little different format, a little more fun, and a little more reined in on the demographic. The NASCAR one, so that was going well. My co-host Earl, he bailed out. Just life came up and he just couldn't do it. And so my cousin Corey, he had been jumping on a few episodes. We're having like 3 people on the show, and that was fun. And he's really knowledgeable of all things racing, NASCAR, Formula One, IndyCar. He really nerds out on it.
Oh, yeah.
I had him on for a few weeks and it was going well, and we were kind of figuring out like our rhythm. And I honestly think the show is getting better. And then I had an opportunity to buy a new shop building, and that was going to take a lot of, it was going to be a big risk for us, and I just couldn't have any other distractions. So I told him, I'm like, listen, I think I'm just going to have to pause it because, I have to do this. That didn't work out, and now the show lost momentum. So now that show's just, I think, trashed. But the Cracking Up podcast will be back in 2025 in January. Got a few people lined up for it, so it'll be fun.
Nice.
It's going to be back and cracking.
Yeah, that's right.
Or is it going to be like
opening segment?
It's going to be back and crack.
Whoa.
Instead of back in black.
How about back crack?
We can do a whole rebrand on it.
The thumbnails in my head right now, I just want to get rid of them. I can't even think of that.
Every episode's cover could be a butt crack, and like
right.
I'm on one side tattooed, and then the other side is like the guest tattooed on.
That'd be so cool.
That would be so cool.
You guys don't have to be nice. You guys can say it's a shitty idea.
I'll tell you off the air.
It's edgy. It's edgy, and that's what we'll sell.
This guy was going to do the podcast on the bathroom.
I was too. I wasn't sure I was going to make it. I have no, I'm it doesn't matter. I can do it anywhere. It don't matter. You can't embarrass me enough, so it doesn't matter.
So would that podcast have been Crappies instead
of
Crappies?
That's good.
That's actually a good name too.
Yeah, talk about rebranding. You could talk about how you just rebranded. What was it, last year? Kind of regrouped, redid everything. My favorite logo ever.
Yeah. I could hear it when we talked Saturday night. I could hear the total sadness in your voice.
Yeah.
I'll explain.
You said, I told Evan not to use it, and I said, what?
Yeah, can't use it anymore. We still have them on file, but it's on the do not use list. So at the end of last year, beginning of this year, we rebranded. We became an LLC versus the sole proprietorship. Audra became 50% owner.
Yee.
Yeah. So
keep it in the family.
Yeah. So it became Carpys Print Company LLC versus just Carpys as a sole proprietorship. So we updated the logo, which I was telling TJ Saturday night. The logo, everyone conceptualized it as a blue talking bubble, like a iMessage, which it's not. There you go. TJ got it on film here. It wasn't that. That was the logo before that blue bubble existed. It was just an oval with a triangle. I don't know. There really wasn't much thought put into it. But that's what everyone thought it was. And I'm like, well, we're changing the name. we could probably just still keep it the same. Nobody would know the difference, but I wanted to give it a little cleaner, sharper look. And I didn't like the way that little drop down worked on race cars more than anything, because on the left side, it would look good because it would go behind the rear wheel. But when you put it on the other side, it would go in the rear wheel. So it just annoyed me. We updated it. We made it a little more symmetrical so it can go left, right, upside down, sideways, however you want to put it. And we did that. And then I'm like, well, we're doing that. We can't just use the same fish. Like, you already changed half of it. You can't change all of it. So the other thing was, we have a fish lake restaurant near us called Carpys with an I.
Really?
I wasn't aware of this when I named it Carpys. And to this day, it comes up less, but everyone's like, oh, Carpys, the place on Cuba Lake. I'm like, no, it's not. And so, like, I'll be like anywhere, and they'll be like, they'll read my shirt and they'll be like, oh, my family and I love going there. I'm like, never seen you there before. So I'm like, the fish mascot's probably not helping that imagery at all. So we ended up going with the Kraken. It's kind of a mysterious dark horse creature. We're kind of mysterious dark horse people. Kind of just fit, and we actually kicked around some concepts for like 4 to 6 months, different mascots, versions of it. We printed on a few things that no one ever saw, just to see if we like the way it looked. Oh yeah,
There you go.
We finally landed on the one that's out there now. I like it. It's a little aggressive. It's symmetrical. Kept the color scheme and all that the same. So for anyone who doesn't pay super attention, they see Carpys. It's still kind of all aligned. It's blue, oval, a sea creature of some sort.
Yeah. There it is. There it is.
So yeah,
That's
we rebranded that. Yeah, I think there's some people who still miss the fish logo, but sorry about it.
Oldies are goodies, you know what I mean? Maybe in like 2 years you'll bring it back and be like, man, I was stupid. This was so cool. What was I thinking? No,
Yeah, I'll do what all those other brands do when they change their imagery, and then 10 years later they just go back to the old logo, like Pizza Hut, Burger King, Pepsi.
And it's gonna sell.
Well,
It's like marketing
so
101. You have an awesome piece, you know, and obviously, you know, you put it away for good reasons, and I get it. You know, you rebranded, you came out with this. It's still, I mean, don't get me wrong, this Kraken logo is unreal. It's cool. You know what I mean? But like, it's a Carpy. It's a carp with a sandwall control. Like, it's got the M12. That's cool.
That's what I loved about it.
It wasn't even a carp though.
No,
It was like a bullfrog. I don't know what it was.
it was a morph.
It was custom for sure.
It was definitely from something from like fresh and salt water mixed. Like, where two bodies of water come together. That's what it created. I mean,
Yeah, it was like half anglerfish, half
definitely
bottom sucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's
So-
a bottom feeder, and guess what we do in Dirt Oval? Sometimes we like the bottom feed.
So we're carpet oval. It's all about the bottom, or you're slow.
Except for in practice there when I ran the outside and passed that guy in the Losi car.
So yeah, the Losi cars have provided some serious 2 and 3 wide racing, and the guy even on the third lane out doesn't even lose any ground. That's the craziest thing right now.
Yeah.
So
Are
that made it for very fun.
Are you running completely stock, or is there some adjustments? Yeah, that's what I
No,
like.
the only thing I have changed was shock oil and diff lube.
That's I like. It seems like there's kind of a split. They're either completely stock, and you can do that. You can change lubes. Okay, that's no big deal. That's just driver feel, but yeah. And then some others are like allowing to change the fan out and change this. I was like, no. That's what ruins this stuff.
Yeah, my fan hasn't worked since day one, so I'm not worried about it.
Right.
The fun thing with that main was Jared Barden, the race director. Nobody knew this, but we're lined up on the grid, and it's usually a single file standing start, like staggered start. And he's like, we're going to start a double file since it's NASCAR. So we had a double file standing start, and it was honestly much more clean than any of the other mains start offs. There was one car that flipped or something.
Yeah, it was literally the cleanest main of the weekend.
Yeah.
So what I'd love to see with those cars, this has been kind of my thing, is I do what's called LOS racing, last one standing.
Mm-hmm.
The way that works is everybody starts out, doesn't matter how many cars. Like we just did it here recently. We had 7 cars on my little foam track. We went 41 laps before anybody had any kind of a confrontation, a wreck or anything. Because the rule is, it's not if you caused it, it's if you're in it. If you're in it, you're out. If it had to be corner marshaled, you're out of the race. So the goal is get as many guys. So Foam Nationals this year, I'm going to host the last one standing. I don't care if there's 30 cars out there. It can be as many cars as you want, but you better race clean or you're going to be out. And it's very interesting how different people drive.
Oh, yeah.
That's on the line. All of a sudden, that little cut to the inside. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to wait and try to take them off the corner. Oh, well, there's like a big surprise. You can't make that bonsai run because if you do, you're just going to be out. A lot of guys trying the outside lane because maybe nobody's up there. Guys backing off a little bit. But what we do is we you can either do a time or do a lap distance. So nobody's super sandbagging because then you're just falling back laps. And you're not going to be in first when you get to the end. So it's that double. Yeah. You still got to go quick, but you got to use your head. And I was amazed. The same guys that we had like 15 cautions in a 4-minute heat race, all of a sudden now can run 40 laps for almost the same amount of time and not touch each other. Yeah, so it's super fun.
I don't know if we riffed on this when we talked on my podcast, but I talked to it with someone on a podcast, but I feel like racing needs different format than it has. We spend 2 days practicing, 2 days qualifying, and 4 minutes racing.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know the answer. Like, I've kicked around a million ideas, and there's downfalls to all of them. But, like, we'll go to a 4-day race, and you spend 2 days practicing, 14 hours qualifying, and 4 minutes racing. Yeah. Just seems silly.
Yeah. It's, well, go have a daughter who barrel races, and then you'll really see ridiculous. You go to a place for 3 days, and what you hope for is that it's less than a 12-second run one time the whole weekend, because there's like 1,700 horses, and she's going to be on, but you got to practice, and you got to this, and you got to that. But when she goes out and runs, you want it to be like the quickest thing that you've ever seen in your life, and you do it one time.
He's an expert on 13-second runs.
You might be a barrel racer, Jeff.
I feel like I could do really well. This might be my golden opportunity. If the horse can hold me.
Be a stout horse.
That's right.
So guys, great conversation. So glad you guys joined us. But we do a thing with our guests called Quick Time. This is TJ's going to take it over. So TJ, what time is it?
Quick time. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I've got a series of questions. We're going to put a timer somewhere on the screen. And Derek, you're going to have to answer these. It'll be, there. So I'm going to give you a 3, 2, 1. We're going to go. Time starts when I start the first question, all right?
All right.
All right, here we go. 1, favorite RC tool?
I don't know any.
Favorite trackside snack?
Tacos.
Favorite local track?
I guess it would have to be Phoenix RC.
Favorite out-of-town track?
Norcar.
RC Ick?
I think that's what girls say.
White wheels or yellow wheels?
Black wheels.
Sprint or late model?
Sprint.
SC mod or B mod?
S.
Midget or non-wing?
Midget.
Indoor or outdoor?
Indoor.
High bite or loose dirt?
High bite.
Blondes or brunettes?
Blondes with purple highlights.
Ooh. That's the max rear steer or left rear only?
Yep.
Clean car or wait till it breaks?
I'll give it to my dad.
Trackside food or DoorDash?
Trackside.
Steak or chicken?
Steak.
Deep dish or thin crust?
Thin crust, of course.
Ding, 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 ding.
Nice. Great job. That was fun.
I couldn't help
myself. It was fun.
I try not to be laughed. I try to be super like Switzerland in it and like neutral and try not to laugh, but I mean, it's hard.
Right. So, hey guys, I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Everybody who watched the show, thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great holiday. Derek, Jeff, TJ, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thanks
No
for
problem.
having me.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Christmas edition of RC Underground Radio. We hope you enjoyed the show. On behalf of everyone at RCU Radio, we want to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.